Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on my program. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you are joining me from any part of the world, I thank you very much for your contributions on this channel. Please kindly subscribe if you have not subscribed, and also click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. In this channel, I bring information to your doorstep. I bring news from all channels, from every angle. Things that have to do about the world, things that have to do about Africa, more especially Nigeria. I bring it to your doorstep. Some informations that you ignore, some information that you cannot be able to come across, I look for them, I bring it to your doorstep for you to see. Every video you see on this channel is for educational purpose, to keep you up and get you aware of what is happening in the contraction called Nigeria, more especially. I bring the information to your doorstep. They are not lies. Most of the videos you're going to watch here are videos that are coming from the conventional media, and some of us sometimes are lazy to get into it. Sometimes are too busy to be able to lay a hand on this. That is why I bring the videos to your doorstep. Watch from beginning to the end. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes, so that you can be educated and know what is going on. Let us watch together. At the end, you can go to the comment section and put down your comment. Give your opinion. Say it the way you feel it. Nobody's going to come against you. It's a free world, and this is the social media where people say it and set the record straight exactly the way it is without being controlled. Do that on the comment section. Let us watch the video together as it comes. Thank you.
The big question, of course, which has also been raised on this program, is that whether they'll be able to stay the course and maintain the enthusiasm to the bitter end and go out and vote after all the different conditions that a very long campaign period has created.
I mean, nobody expected that they will stay focused at this time, and that's the reason why I said for a lot of people that said by the time the football seasons are here, they'll be carried away by this. There's a particular show that just rounded up. Normally, you find that young people are so invested in that show, but this time the case wasn't the same. It's more about politics, and so they have remained focused, and they are going to remain focused. And one of the things also, it's not just young people that are tired. Remember what I said? Nigerians that are tired of bad governance are out there rooting for a change. I mean, go everywhere, on the streets, on social media. I mean, initially they said 4 people are tweeting, and I mean, look at what amazing the exponential growth that 4 people has all over the country. Now we have people who are coming out and saying that they matter. And you know, one of the things that we all have to understand is the fact that initially they used to say that votes don't count. That was a big lie that was sold to Nigerians, and it took years of trying to tell people indeed our votes count. But that's no longer the case now. Citizens know that indeed their votes count and that they can make a difference. And for the first time in a long time, if not forever in Nigeria, citizens are determined to be the ones who decide who gets into ASU Villa, who decide who gets into all the other political offices, and that's quite amazing.
But do you agree with those who say that that rise in young voter registration, which is what is giving a lot of optimism and hope and so on, happened late and was cut off before many of them were able to actually complete their registration process? And in that regard, there is considerable uncertainty in knowing how many of them actually registered and will be able to vote, because INEC has not released the final number, has it?
They haven't released the final numbers. Of course, there are some numbers where they say some didn't complete their registration, and then some didn't go there physically. And so but one of the things that we all keep forgetting is that there are a lot of people who have stayed away from the politics, from the political process of Nigeria, because they didn't believe in the political process and the kind of candidates that have always been thrown up. And so with Peter Obi coming into the presidency, being in the race, it's a game changer. And so for a lot of people, for them, they now see a reason why they should use their PVCs. All this why there never was a reason.
So they had PVCs, but
there are a lot that have. That's why we always have less than 50% that actually come out to vote, because what we've always had are people who don't even bother to come out to vote. For right now, and what we're expecting is that a lot of people who have had their PVCs, who have never used those PVCs, are saying they are going to use it this time. So let's not discount that particular huge number that we have, beyond also the young people who, because of the candidates that they have seen, because most of them seen Peter will be going to be in the ballot paper, have come out to actually register themselves also.
Well, let's talk about the other issue that's been raised about the followers of Peter Obi and the fact that they often come across as very dedicated, but also at times very scary. I'm sure you've heard that. I mean, with some of them sounding like inquisitional judges. I mean, in the face of disagreements of any kind. Do you agree that some of them are getting to be quite extreme?
You know, the problem with Nigeria is that we tend to blame the victim rather than the perpetrators. Peter Obi supporters have been attacked physically. They have been attacked verbally. We even had on Arise TV the other day an APC women leader, Lagos APC women leader, calling them disobedient, profiling them, saying that, oh, she didn't bring out a march, she didn't make it known because they are going to be attacked. That's profiling. That's already verbal violence against them.
Yeah, but you have to admit.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There's no admittance here because there is nowhere where any Peter Obi supporters have attacked anyone. They are the ones who are being attacked right now. And Nigerians are looking the other way instead of them to call out the perpetrators. You know, the thing with us as a nation is that we've been so browbeaten that we are always quick to attack the victims rather than calling out the perpetrators who are right now coming up. Yes, they are passionate. Of course, they have to be passionate. They've seen what it is, their lives meaning nothing to a government, and they want their lives to matter. So they bring in that passion. Are they aggressive? Absolutely not. Aggression is being meted out on them, and then yet nobody is acknowledging that. The state isn't acknowledging that.
I don't think anyone is disputing the fact that politicians have used their power and abused it in this country. I mean, that's why everybody's hoping for change. But you have to admit that irrespective of what the politicians have done, which everybody is in agreement, they've messed up quite a bit. I mean, we're talking about specifically people, and a lot of them on social media. You can see it. It's not hidden. I mean, if you look at the likes of Femi Kuti when he came out and the sort of attack he went through. You look at people like Joke Silva, who just came out the other day, and the sort of attacks that they went through. So it's not a hidden thing. I mean, it's you may well say that in the passion of politics things will happen, but it's difficult to justify those things, isn't it?
No, there's no justifying any attack on anyone. People have a right to their choices. Absolutely, you have a right to your choice, whatever you want to say. But the thing is that when we are talking about these attacks, what are the attacks we are talking about? I'm telling you that people have been physically attacked. Flag boy. There's a boy who carries flag for Peter Obi. He was attacked a few days ago in Oshodi. He was lynched. They almost wanted to burn. If only for the intervention of soldiers that came on, it would have been a tragic case. Why are we not talking about that? That is something that, people seem not to want to talk about. If you're telling me about social media violence, I will tell you, I've been one that have been told for the last 7 years. I've been at the mercy of supporters of PDP, at the mercy of supporters of APC. It's just that I'm one who is unbreakable. No matter what you say to me, you're just saying it. Yeah, there are people who come out. I mean, you can't classify them as like, oh, these are Peter Obi supporters. But there are people who come out and do their, and somehow they get overboard. They are angry at certain people that they've looked upon as, what do you call it now, as role models. And then when these people sort of like, where they've always thought that, where the politicians have always come against them, that these people have been with them, and then all of a sudden these people make certain choices, they don't feel happy about it. But one of the things that they have to realize, of course, is that everyone has a choice and have a right to those choices. Whoever they want to vote for, that's the way it goes.
And are you also finding that there is the almost dangerous pursuit of a political savior in this country, and we appear to be seeing a cult of personality developing around certain politicians? I mean, we saw that with President Buhari, and now we appear to be seeing it with Peter Obi this time.
Well, there are a few people who believe that there must be sort of like cult-like worshipping, and that will come from our upbringing. Most of us as Nigerians were brought up with the first set of dictators we had were actually parents, so we always brought up follow this person. The person has a final say. Don't question them. So it's going to take years and years of education for people to actually understand that those who get into public offices, they are your servants. They are not your lords and savior that you cannot talk to them. So there are a few of that. But then a good majority are also ready to hold Peter Obi accountable. And I'll use Peter Obi for you. There are certain times he has done certain things that people didn't feel happy about, and they came out and they told him right off. So in as much as I do agree with you, there are certain percentage of people who feel that they have to worship the candidate or the candidates, but there are quite a number of young people who are also very who have an understanding of the fact that the office of the citizen is the highest office in the land, and they're ready to hold whoever it is accountable. Every presidential candidate, everybody running for office, they're looking for a job, and with the Nigerians, we are their employers, and so right now they're coming for interviews.
Absolutely.
And nobody is above us holding them accountable. We'll hold them accountable before they get into office. We'll hold them accountable after they get into office, and if they do well, fine and good. If we feel like it, we'll praise them. If they don't do well, we'll always come after them. We give them the job, we are paying them, and they have to do what they need to do.
Absolutely. But is there a sense, though, that given all the things that people have suffered in this country, which is most unfortunate, that Nigerians are continuously obsessed with chasing the perfect person who is going to run this country perfectly? But we all know that that is a phantom, isn't it?
So it's a combination of a lot of things. So first of all, the upbringing, and that's why I said to you, the fact that the way we were brought up, that you don't speak, just listen to those your parents, listen to your teachers, listen. You can't even question them. The moment you question them, you're called a stubborn child. And so when people go into adulthood, they simply replace their parents, teachers, and all of that with anybody in authority. And so they don't also say anything. Then we also have the religious angle, where you're being told that you should not talk to leaders, you should not do this, just accept whatever it is that is being given to you. So all of this conditioning is going to take such a long time for Nigerians to fully be able to take themselves out of it. But there are quite a number of young people and also other citizens who are having an understanding of the awareness that indeed anybody getting there is not like a savior. There's no divine touch on any leader. This is just someone who is doing a job, and where they fail, we need to call them out. So it's a process that it's going to take a long time, but right now there is so much that has been done in case of people occupying that office of the citizen. And I'm quite happy with the young people that I see right now, the way they are also ready to hold those they are campaigning for accountable, even though there are still some that is still work in progress, because they just seem to say, oh, when this person gets in, it's going to be hurry. No, it's not going to be. It's going to be hard work for every one of us. It's going to be all of us, both the citizens, like Dr. Obi Ezekwesili would always say, there's a demand side of governance and also supply side of governance. The people who vote them in, they must occupy the office of the citizen and make demands. Then the people who are voted into office, they supply. If you do not, and Nigerians, in fairness, both of us haven't really done our bit, both the people supplying and the people demanding. If you do not make demands, those who are supposed to supply, they will supply what comes easy for them, and it's easier to supply bad governance than it is to supply good governance. So every one of us, we must understand that it's not just to vote and go and sleep, because that's what we normally do. That's what we've done before. We must vote and give them close marking. We scrutinize them and ensure that they are on the right path and working towards giving us good governance, accountability, and transparency.
And in the process of doing that, I'm wondering whether someone like yourself is directly linked as a member to any political party, or whether you remain independent, because obviously you'd be very vocal in your support for Peter Obi. Has that meant that you are now a member of the Labour Party?
No, absolutely not. I'm not a member of any political party. I have never been a member of any political party. So I bet Peter Obi is my candidate. Just like in 2019, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili was also my candidate, and I was in her campaign team, but I wasn't a member of party. For me, it's a good thing to be. It's not as if it's not a good thing for people to be, but I don't want that restriction. I don't want to be sort of like partisan attached to a particular party. All I'm interested in is good governance, accountability, and transparency. And for me, it's vote candidates, not parties. And wherever a candidate comes from in all of the position, I'm going to look at who is the best for that position, irrespective of whatever party they come from. I'm not loyal to any party or anybody. I'm loyal to Nigeria. For me, that's it. And if Peter Obi gets into office and he does anyhow, you go see anyhow. We no send.
Yeah, I bet he would.
You go see anyhow.
But there are, of course, 17 other presidential candidates. You don't see any of them as potentially doing a good job?
No, no. So before it was Peter Obi, I took my time and I waited until all the primaries had been done of all the political parties, and I sat down and I weighed all the candidates, and he was the one that came tops for me for this election.
And so, what is it about him that comes tops for you?
So the thing about him, number one, is the empathy. Yeah, so for me, after the last 8 years, I'm very particular about empathy in terms of looking at who is it that is going to be a leader in a position, because empathy will make you want to take the people to the position that you are in, and it will make you do everything to ensure that you carry them along. So that for me, it's really something serious. And then on the issue of competence also, he's one who is down to earth, he's one who listens, and then he's one who has shown that he can face the, do I say the demon that is the Nigerian political system, look them in the eye and be able to do the things that he wants to do without fear or favor. And so that's very important. And also on the issue of cost of governance. I mean, in Nigeria today, if we really sit down and begin to cut the cost of governance, we know that a lot of the problems that we think we have, or the monies we don't have, we will be able to get that. And I want somebody who is prudent. I want somebody who is going to come in and not just be thinking about what are they going to take off for their own, to keep for their children or their descendants that are not yet born. And so, and there are other qualities as well that for me I've seen, and I'm like, yes, this is.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have been educated with this video. I hope you have learned something from the video you just watched. Please go to the comment section and put down your comments. Whatever you think about the video you have watched, or anything you have learned that you want to share together, go to the comment section and keep yourself busy. It's a free place where people share their opinion. And please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time a video comes out. And also, share the video to your family and friends. Share it to all platforms so that people can get aware of what is happening in the world, mainly in the contraption called Nigeria. We have to keep people on their toe, keep people informed on what is going on. That is exactly what we are doing. Every video you are watching in this channel is for the purpose of education and nothing more. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, bye-bye. See you again.